I am making a Nordic deck profile since I have everything for it again and figured while I was building the deck, why not go ahead and make a new deck, an updated deck profile, I should say. But the deck's really fun. I don't think it's going to be meta relevant anytime soon unless Nordic just gets crazy broken support. And maybe a couple of better Aesir monsters. Like Freya, Mother of the Aesir, or can't really remember any of the others besides Loki, Odin, Thor. Maybe Heimdall, Guard, or like Watchman of the Aesir. Something like that. Starting with the monsters, play one copy of Valkyrie of the Nordic Ascendant. Valkyrie has the effect if your opponent controls a monster and you control no other cards. When this card is normal summon, you can banish 2 Nordic monsters from your hand, special summon 2 Nordic tokens that are level 4, and that's pretty much it. This just gives you a free level 10. Then I play one copy of Mara. Mara has the effect if you use it as a synchro summon, or if you use that as synchro material, the other material have to be 2 Nordic monsters in your hand. So you can use like it and 2 goats make a level 8, it and two level 4s to make a 10, it and 2 level 2s make a 6. In theory, because I don't play any 2s other than Mora and Valkyrie. Anyway, I play 3 copies of Golem Bursty. Golem Bursty can be treated as a Nordic Alfar, Nordic Beast, or Nordic Ascendant for the single summon of an Aesir monster. And then it has the effect of when it's summoned, you can special summon a Nordic monster from your hand. And then once between target a Nordic monster in your graveyard, add it back to your hand. Then I play 3 copies of Tanger's Jostier of the Nordic Beasts. This mailing here just because it's level 3, but has the effect if a Nordic monster you control is destroyed by battle, I believe, you can special this card from your hand in defense position. And then if this face-up defense position card is switched to attack position, you can then add a Nordic monster from deck to hand, I believe. Let's see. My bad. You can special summon a Nordic monster from your deck. You can use that effect once per turn. Now I play 3 copies of Tangersnir of the Nordic Beasts. Tangersnir has the effect if it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. You summon 2 Nordic Beast tokens, which believe are level 3s. Then I play 3 copies of Vanitas of the Nordic Ascendant. Vanitas can be substituted for any named monster for an Aesir monster, so like Nordic Ascendant, Nordic Beast, Nordic Alfar. And then once per turn, you can send a Nordic monster from your deck to the graveyard to have it copy that monster's level. Then I play 3 copies of Evaldi. Evaldi, you can special summon from your hand just by controlling a Nordic monster. And then once per turn, you can add a Nordic Relic card, Spell Trap, from your deck to your hand. You can use each effect of Evaldi once per turn. Then I play 3 copies of Alvis of the Nordic Alfar. Alvis has the effect of if it is the only card that's banished off of a Nordic Link monster effect, then you can special summon you can send a Nordic monster you control and 2 Nordic monsters from your deck to the grave that's always equal 10 to then be able to special summon an Aesir monster from your extra deck. And then if an Aesir monster is sent to your graveyard while this card's in your grave, you can banish this card to then be able to special summon an Aesir monster from your extra deck. The only downside of this is that neither of these effects are a synchro summon, so the Aesir monster you summon off of these effects cannot resurrect itself later. And I believe you can only use this effect of Elvis once per turn. For these spells, 1 copy of Called by Deal with hand traps. 3 copies of Hippo Carnival. I will explain why Hippo Carnival is in this deck once I get to the extra deck. The Hippo Carnival just lets you special summon 3 Hippo tokens that cannot be tributed, and your opponent can only attack the Hippo tokens while you control them during that turn. And you cannot summon from the extra deck while you control the Hippo token. Then I play 3 copies of Time Turning Morganite. This card conflicts with Evaldi. Where Evaldi will activate its effect in hand to summon itself. Whereas Time Turning Morganite conflicts by saying that you can't activate monster effects in the hand. But Time Turning Morganite also gives you the additional normal summon. As Time Turning Morganite gives you the ability to normal summon twice per turn, you draw 2 cards for your normal draw phase, but you lose the effect to activate, or the ability to activate monster effects in hand. But you can also banish from your graveyard and discard another Time Turning Morganite, so that your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when a monster is normal summoned. But if you do want to play something like hand traps for like a Ghost Second variant, that's more hand trap heavy, you can attack a Time Turning Morganite and I believe 8 of the traps for additional 8 spots in the deck for a Ghost Second version that uses hand traps. Like Ash, Imperm, Veiler, Droll, Ghost Bell, Ghost Ogre. Then I also play 3 copies of Nordic Relic. I'm calling it Throne because that's essentially what it is. I just can't pronounce the name. I want to say it's like Listjelf. But it has the effect that you can activate it to then be able to special summon a Nordic monster from your deck. However, while you control that monster, you can't summon from the extra deck except for Ace tier monsters. And you can banish this card from your graveyard to then be able to target. How is that worded exactly? You add a Nordic monster from your deck to your hand, and they shuffle 1 card into your deck from your hand. And you can only use either one of the 2 effects per turn. One thing I am considering is taking out the Time Turning Morganites for copies of Foolish Burial Goods, just because Listjelf's Grave effect is just much better. Moving on to the traps, I play 1 copy of Nordic Relic Leviathan. This lets you destroy a monster that has destroyed a monster in battle during the battle phase. Also, your opponent can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. Then I play 1 copy of Nordic Relic Gungnir. Gungnir has the effect that you can banish an Ace tier monster you control, target 1 card in the field and destroy it, and then during your second end phase after this card's activate, or I think it was end phase. During your second end phase after this card's activation, you summon that monster back to your field. Then I play 2 copies of Nordic Relic Meganjord. Meganjord has the effect that you can target a Nordic or Ace tier monster you control. Its attack becomes double its original attack and defense until the end of the turn, however, it cannot attack directly. Then I play 3 copies of Nordic Relic Svalin. Svalin has 2 effects you can use, but you can only use 1 of the 2 per turn, where you can either mass negate your opponent's entire board if you control an Ace tier until the end of the turn, or you can special summon an Ace tier monster from your graveyard by attributing a Nordic monster. So you attribute a Nordic monster, target an Ace tier, and then you summon that Ace tier. But you'll hardly ever use that last effect because normally the Ace tier monsters will summon themselves back from the graveyard. Then to finish off the deck, I play 3 copies of Solemn Judgment that just pays half your life points to negate the activation of a spell or trap, or the summoning of a monster. That is it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck. I play 3 copies of Golveg of the Nordic Ascendant. Golveg has the effect of when it's link summoned, you can banish up to 3 cards from your hand and or field to then be able to summon Nordic monsters from your deck for each card you banish. Which, this is where the Hippo Carnival comes in. Because you can activate Golveg's effect since Golveg does not banish for cost. Chain the Hippo Carnival. So you get the 3 Hippo tokens, then Golveg can banish the 3 Hippo tokens to then be able to summon your 3 Nordic monsters. So this way you get to summon 3 monsters and you only lost 1 card. Also, for the rest of the turn after Golveg's effect has resolved, you cannot normal summon or set monsters, and you cannot special summon from the extra deck except for Ace tier monsters. Which, that's part of the reason I say that this deck needs more Ace tiers that are a bit better. Then, for Synchros, I play 1 copy of Draco Berserker the Tenyi, one copy of Beals of the Diabolic Dragons. Beals really needs to be Void Ogre or more preferably Starlight Red Dragon Archfiend. Starlight has the effect of once per turn you activate its effect, destroy all special summoned effect monsters on the field with attack equal to or less than its own, and then burn your opponent for 500 per monster destroyed by its effect. The main reason I say Starlight is because Beals and Void Ogre both require Dark Tuners, and the only Dark Tuner in the deck is Mara, and in order to use Mara, you have to use Mara with 2 level 3s in hand. And then Draco Berserker just has the effect, if your opponent takes a monster effect, you can banish that monster. And then when Draco Berserker declares an attack, or attacks and destroys an opponent's monster at battle, you can banish that destroyed monster so that Draco Berserker gains attack equal to its original attack and can declare a second attack. Then I play one copy of Baron de Fleur. Baron just has the effect that it once per turn, if your opponent activates a card effect, or once per turn, once while the card's face up on the field, if your opponent activates a card effect, you can negate that effect if you destroy that card. And then once per turn, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. And then during your standby phase, you can target a level 9 or lower monster in your graveyard, return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon that target monster. Then I play one copy of Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign Changing. Changing gains 100 attack and defense for every card that's currently banished, and then your opponent's monsters lose attack and defense equal to what it's gaining. And then if it would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish one card from your graveyard instead. And when a card is banished, once per turn, you can banish one card from your opponent's field and grave. Then I also play one copy of Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel lets you use any light or dark monster for its synchro summon. Then, if it is special summon, you can target one card on the field and banish it. Or I think it targets. Yeah, you target one card on the field, banish it, and then if you use a light monster for its synchro summoning, then synchro monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's activated card effects, or your activated monster effects. And if you use a dark monster, then none of your monsters can be destroyed in battle. Then I also play 3 copies of Thor, Lord of the Aesir. 1 copy of Loki, Lord of the Aesir, and 2 copies of Odin, Father of the Aesir. I play 3 Thor, 2 Odin, 1 Loki because those are usually the ones you use the most. So like normally you'll be summoning Thor because Thor's the better of the 3. Odin's the second one you'll be summoning more often just because it's, well, bigger. It's a 4,000 body compared to a 35. And Loki, you only play the one of because it's not very good. And he's also the weakest of the Aesir monsters. But Loki has the effect, if your opponent activates a trap card during the battle phase, you can make the activation if you destroy it. And I want to say he does something else. Nope. Oh, my bad. When you activate a spell or trap during your battle phase, Loki can negate it. And then during the end phase of Loki's in the graveyard, because it was sent there that turn, you can you can banish 1 Nordic Alfar Tuner monster from your grave, special on this card, and if you do, target a trap card in your grave and return it to your hand. Odin has the effect that you can activate his effect so that he becomes unaffected by spells and traps for that turn. And then during the end phase, if Odin is in the graveyard because he was sent there that turn, you can banish a Nordic Ascendant Tuner, summon him back from the grave, and if you do, draw 1 card. And then Thor, once per turn, can, I believe he's a mass negate. Once per turn, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls at the end of the turn. Then once per turn, during the end phase of this face-up card he controls destroyed by opponent's card and sent to the graveyard this turn, banish a Nordic Beast Tuner from your graveyard, special on this card. If summoned this way, inflict 800 damage to your opponent. So that in order for them to summon themselves from the grave, they have to be destroyed by an opponent's card. And then finally, for the extra deck, I play one copy of Psychic and Punisher. I don't know how easy this card will be to summon in this deck. I assume it can happen by using Golem Bursty, Evaldi, and one of the goats. But Psychic and Punisher just has the effect of while your life points are low and your opponent's unaffected by your opponent's activated card effects. Once per turn, or once per battle phase, at the start of the battle phase, you can activate its effect so that it gains attack and defense equal to the current difference in life points. And I actually have a story with Psychic and Punisher where my brother was playing Triple D and I was playing Branded Despia before Cybernetic or Cyberstorm Excess, I believe it was. Whatever the newest set that the branded stuff came from. But I had someone Masquerade the Blazing Dragon. He paid enough life points that he had 800 left. So that next time Psychic and Punisher went battle phase, activated Punisher's effect, paid another 600, leaving him with 200 life points. Psychic and Punisher went from 3,500 to 11,300, and then I got punched really hard. But that is it for my Nordic deck profile. If any ideas what I can do to improve the deck, any ideas of decks like to see made in the future, or decks like to see face each other, I am still working on building a Stardust deck so I can have it face my Red Dragon Archfiend deck. Which, with the release of Duelist Nexus, there is actually a new Stardust card in it that I want to get. And Synchron, or Revolution Synchron, will probably also be in that deck. But again, any idea, or if any ideas I can do, comment down below. Thanks for watching.